there will always be something that you can improve to do with your appearance, because that makes people money. Insecure women make white male CEOs money. There will always be more to do. And I hate that. I hate that there's always going to be companies and adverts pointing out what we should change about our bodies. But I just want to remind you that you can bow out of that. You can say to yourself, actually, I'm okay with not being perfect. And I'm okay with stepping away from all the trends and all the ways that I can improve my appearance, because actually I want to put my time and energy into enjoying my life and my body and not hating my face and my legs and whatever part of your body you're uncomfortable with. If you tell yourself, oh, I can fix that, then you spend lots of time trying to alter it and lots of time entertaining this idea that it's not right, that it's ugly, that it needs to be changed. What if it doesn't need to be changed? When we shift our attention from our outer layer to our inner layer, to satisfying our inner desires, we have so much more control. We can change who we are, but we can't change that much about how we look. So when I was younger, I had my hair cut. It was quite long and suddenly it was short and I instantly regretted it. I remember feeling really fearful, really panicked, really upset. My looks meant a lot to me. I can really sympathise with my younger self because I really understand how deep that was for her. It wasn't just, oh, I lost some of my hair. It was, oh my God, I've lost my attraction. I've lost my worth. I was panicking because I felt less desirable. And that meant everything to me back then. That's how I validated myself, through external validation, through looking good to others, especially men. The male gaze was so important to me. I really wanted to be perceived as somebody who was attractive and beautiful. And when I was reaffirmed of that, it made me feel good in myself, a feeling that I wanted to hold on to for longer, which is why I was constantly in this cycle of trying to look good for men, and why this chopping off of my hair felt so scary to me. We're fed when we're younger, long hair is attractive, men like that. As much as other people might say, oh, that's conceited, that's vain, that's silly, I really, really sympathise with my younger self because all she wanted was to feel appreciated by others. And the way she did that was through looking a certain way. Women are taught from such a young age that their value is related to their looks, that we need to look beautiful and feminine, and the people that decide whether we look good and we meet these standards of beauty and femininity are men. The more men fancy you, the better you look, the better you are, the better your life is, the better you get to feel about yourself. This is what we learn as women. We learn that to look good means to be noticed, means to be protected, means to be successful. There are so many positive connotations to a beautiful woman. The more beautiful the woman, the more value she holds, the more power she holds. We certainly do not see the same for men. Men are afforded power and value through many different avenues. Now, obviously things are shifting slowly and we are appreciating women for matters beyond their looks. We're not seeing women as these objects. I mean, some people are actively choosing to go against what they've learned and are seeing women in this more nuanced light. Things are changing, but so many of us have internalized this kind of toxic messaging that we owe the world beauty. So that is why I'm here today, to help you unlearn this obsession with perfecting your looks, with giving the world beauty. I really don't want you to feel like that is what you owe the world. I'm going to speak generally here, but it's no wonder having a bad haircut is such a big deal to us women. Our looks are tied to our worth. That's what the films we watch teach us. That is what a lot of our socialization taught us. Men, in comparison, tend to shrug off a bad haircut. Oh, it's okay, it'll grow. Or they'll intentionally get a bad haircut as a joke for the guys. How we look means a lot more for us women in the society that we exist in. We live in a patriarchal society, so men are economically, socially, politically privileged. And as women, we try to fit into their world by providing a kind of service for them, being these beautiful objects that they can own and objectify. I strongly believe that we are so much more than our face and our body as women. And I know that there are men out there who believe that too. And I know that the media is shifting away from portraying women as these beautiful objects. Things are changing. But the thing is, our child brains have absorbed this really quite scary messaging that has made us feel like we need to spend our daily lives trying to perfect our bodies. Criticizing our bodies is just something that we're taught to do, and it's really hard to switch off from that. I cried for hours after that bad haircut. And I call it a bad haircut. It wasn't a bad haircut. It was just shorter. But in my eyes, that meant that I was less attractive to men because men like long hair. And that automatically made it a bad haircut. When I looked in the mirror after I had my hair cut, I wasn't thinking, oh, this is different. This is fun. I could try wearing this outfit with this hair. I think this brings out this side to me more. I feel like I can express this part of my personality more with this hair. This is a fun change. It wasn't perceived in this light-hearted manner. I couldn't do that. When I looked in the mirror, I thought of men's opinions. And we are trained to do that as women. We're trained to think about what men want from such a young age, to the point where sometimes our own voice and our own opinions are silent. All I was thinking was, I want to look as attractive as I can for men. And we really are taught that, Eurocentric features are desirable to men, that long hair is desirable to men, light eyes, light hair. These very strict and problematic beauty standards really infiltrate our minds and how we see ourselves. I didn't dislike my hair. I disliked how it made me feel about my life, my future. My short hair made me scared. It made me feel like I was less valuable. I was less likely to attract people that liked me into my life. And I don't blame myself for thinking that, because I was a young girl who had learnt a lot from the world around her, who had absorbed the message that my looks were more important than my personality. And this all happens on a very subconscious level. We don't really ever question our thoughts. They just kind of happen. And the mentalities that are out there in society that are quite toxic really do get into our head. And sometimes we'll find ourselves thinking these things that actually we don't really deeply believe in. I want to ask you, do you really dislike how you look? If nobody else was around, would you spend all this time criticizing how you look? Or would you actually do something else? Would you enjoy your time in nature? Would you go out more if you were invisible? If nobody would ever see you again, would you spend time trying to perfect your look? Do you think your critical voice would be as loud as it is now? Or do you think it would even exist? Would you just focus on trying to be happy and healthy? Would you spend time, money, and energy trying to look better if no one would ever see you again? If the answer is no, I don't believe you dislike how you look. I believe you're worried about outsiders' opinions, about appealing to others. I believe that external validation means a lot to you, more so than self-validation. And I completely get that. I've been in that place, and sometimes I still end up in that place. It's very, very easy to worry about other people's opinions and to convince yourself that looking a certain way means having more friends, means being, in a better relationship. But it doesn't. It does not mean that. So now I'm going to share with you my step-by-step guide on how to stop obsessing over how you look. This is very specific. These are things that I use all the time. These are steps that I have taken that have been really powerful for me, that I am so excited to share with you. If you haven't already, take men's opinions off a pedestal. Stop telling yourself that their opinion of you matters more than your opinion of yourself, than looking after yourself, then enriching your life, then your friendships with other people, with women. Stop saying to yourself that you owe men attractiveness, beauty, femininity. You do not owe them anything. However, you do owe yourself a wonderful life to explore your curiosities. You owe yourself the ability to express yourself fully, to live an authentic life. Your time on this planet Earth is short, my lovely, and I do not want you to spend it living it for somebody else, in favour of somebody else's opinions and perspective on what you should be doing. What do you think you should be doing? I want you to tell yourself that your value is far more complicated than it's been pitched to you. It's not just you need to look beautiful and be successful financially. Success can mean many different things to different individuals, but to me personally, it's very nuanced and actually quite hard to describe. It's more a feeling that I want to experience. I want to feel content and peaceful. I want to feel connected. I want to feel love. I want to see a lot of nature and be out and about experiencing life more than sat behind a computer. I want to be creative. I want to feel good about myself, and I want to be empathetic towards myself. That's what success means to me. If looking a certain way is important to be valuable in the eyes of the person you fancy, they are not worth pursuing. This specific bit of advice is for anyone. Women dating men, women dating women, anyone dating anyone. You should not have to focus on being beautiful for someone. When you're dating someone or when you're spending time with someone, the majority of your energy should go into being yourself, on expressing your opinions, on sharing your future aspirations, on talking about your life experiences. But if somebody makes you feel like they predominantly value and will continue to value if you look a certain way, you're going to spend your entire time with them focusing on your outer layer, feeling quite stiff and anxious and not yourself, and you'll feel probably quite drained after that. I think it's particularly easy for us women to go on dates with men and spend a lot of time performing. Pouting our lips, fluttering our eyes, asking them the right questions, laughing at their jokes, making them feel good, and giving them beauty and perfection. We are not a beautiful picture. We are a complicated human being who deserves time and space to not only express themselves through how they look, but also express themselves through words. You should be able to focus your time and energy on being yourself around the people you like. Obviously, it feels good to feel beautiful and attractive, and it's nice to receive compliments on our appearance. And yes, someone might ask you out because they think you're attractive. I have no problem with that. I think that's how a lot of relationships start. However, that does not mean that you owe them a beautiful version of yourself every time you see them. That doesn't mean you need to turn up on a date being this beautiful performer. I really want you to be able to express your opinions and your story. I really want you to be able to detach yourself from, this is how I look, I need to make sure he's getting the right angle of me. I really want you to feel that your personality is attractive, and that's what's going to keep people around. If somebody shows interest in how you look, but no interest in your personality, in your life, in your desires, in your boundaries, they are not worth your time. Energies attract energies. If you spend a lot of time worrying about your outer layer, focusing on looking perfect, you'll likely attract somebody who is on a similar wavelength, who only really has the time to think about appearances. If you want that deep connection, it's so important to start forging that deep connection with yourself and understanding yourself from a deeper, more nuanced perspective. Recognizing that you're not just a body and a face, you're a soul. You're a sister, a friend, a creator. You're a complicated human being with so much value. Yes, you might look good, you might express yourself through makeup and clothes, and that might be really interesting, but you also have all these ideas. You're also a really thoughtful person. We hold so much value. How we look is just one very small aspect of who we are. The second thing that I want you to do is make peace with the fact that you're never going to look perfect. Yes, there are standards out there in society, beauty standards. Some of them even contradict each other, which is why it's impossible to meet them all. And also, you shouldn't have to meet them all because you are not a doll. Your value isn't just how you look, because you can speak, you can create, you can connect. You can wear the jewellery you love, you can dress how you want to dress, you can wear makeup if you want to, that you love, but you cannot change how you look physically to meet every single standard in society. And I encourage you to let go of this idea that you can always be improving something. The best thing you can do is tell yourself, I make peace with how I look and I am done trying to constantly perfect my appearance. It doesn't need to be this endless journey. Now, to add to this in step 3, there will always be more to add to this looks to-do list. What can I change this week, this month? Shall I have a new haircut? Shall I grow my eyebrows longer? Shall I get some eyelash serum so my eyelashes are longer? Shall I go to the gym to shape my arms? There will always be more that you can perfect, because companies make money from insecure women. So there'll always be more insecurities that you can work on. There will always be something that you can improve to do with your appearance, because that makes people money. Insecure women make white male CEOs money. No matter how close to the beauty ideal you are, there'll always be something out there that you can buy to improve your appearance. There will always be a new beauty trend that you need to jump on the bandwagon with. And I really believe that when we get stuck in this cycle of trying to constantly improve and adding things to the looks to-do list, we never really get to appreciate how we look right in the moment. If we're always saying to ourselves, I'll be happy when I have long hair, I'll be happy when my eyelashes are longer, we'll never get to enjoy the moment, our current bodies. If you're like me, you're young. Your body has got so much energy, it's got so much to give you. We've got a whole life ahead of us, and we should really make the most of this. There will always be more to do. And I hate that. I hate that there's always going to be companies and adverts pointing out what we should change about our bodies. But I just want to remind you that you can bow out of that. You can say to yourself, actually, I'm okay with not being perfect. And I'm okay with stepping away from all the trends and all the ways that I can improve my appearance, because actually I want to put my time and energy into enjoying my life and my body, and not hating my face and my legs and whatever part of your body you're uncomfortable with. If you tell yourself, oh, I can fix that, then you spend lots of time trying to alter it, and lots of time entertaining this idea that it's not right, that it's ugly, that it needs to be changed. What if it doesn't need to be changed? What if you embrace it and you move on and you think about something else and you spend time improving your inner self rather than your outer self? When we shift our attention from our outer layer to our inner layer, to satisfying our inner desires, we have so much more control. We can change who we are, but we can't change that much about how we look. When it comes to our physical form, we only have so much leeway in terms of change. So what if you leave your hair for now? If you've told yourself, oh, I'll be happy when my hair's longer. What if you stop focusing on that, on buying all these products to improve your hair? What if you move your focus to something else, like deepening your connection with yourself? or with your friends, or building confidence to put your art out into the world. When you stop focusing on ways to improve your looks, I guarantee you'll have a lot of time on your hands to pour into what I would deem more valuable pursuits. I don't think it's valuable to be constantly telling yourself, this is what I need to improve, this is what I need to change. I understand indulging in beauty products if they make you happy and if you want to do it. But if you feel you have to, that's a different story. Okay, for step 4, I really want you to hammer in that you don't need to chase perfection and always look beautiful by challenging yourself to go and meet up with people when you haven't spent lots of time on your appearance. Maybe you go out without makeup on a few times. Maybe you don't spend hours changing outfits and stressing about what outfit flatters your figure the most. Maybe you just go out and meet people, whether you look good or not. When we go out and we meet people and we have a good time with them and they make us feel valued in that moment, and we haven't spent lots of time perfecting our look, we teach ourselves that we can feel valuable in other people's company, whether we look good, bad, whatever, however we look. We teach ourselves that looks don't equate to connection. We teach ourselves that our looks aren't the reason why people stick around. We teach ourselves that our personality is valuable and attractive. Allow yourself to connect with people on a deep level. Allow yourself to be yourself, not to look perfect when you're around people, and watch how deep and meaningful and genuine connections form. Step 5. Stop shaming yourself for spending time worrying about how you look. You are not conceited or vain if you care about how you look. This is the world we live in. We have been taught as women to focus on looking beautiful for men. So the last thing I want you to do is to punish yourself and judge yourself for caring. You don't just need to get over it and stop caring. It's not as simple as that. We are literally conditioned to think about how we look and to appeal to men and to provide a kind of service for men through our bodies, through our looks. This is years and years of brainwashing, of conditioning. You know, you grew up watching films where women looked good for men. You grew up idolizing those women. When you were an impressionable kid, you were surrounded by media and people that perpetuated the idea that women owe men beauty, that hot, sexy women are the women to be. So please go easy on yourself. Allow space for gentleness, empathy, and understanding. Do not judge yourself. Ponder why you want to look good. Is it because you just want to look good, or is there a deeper, core reason why you crave this? Is it because it makes you feel valued? Did you learn from the people around you, from the films that you watched, that to look good means to be happy? What's the deeper message here? What did you learn as a kid? What have you been surrounded by? Is it really that simple? Do you really just want to look good for others? Or are you craving something more human? Love, connection, empathy, understanding, care, protection. Seek to understand yourself, not judge yourself. I know it's so easy to jump on the bandwagon and just hate women. Oh, I can't believe they care about their looks so much. Eye roll. Of course we do. Have you not looked around at the world we exist in? Of course we care. Look how we're treated. Beautiful women are afforded more respect. Of course women care. So do not judge yourself for caring. Be empathetic and kind to yourself when you unpack all of this. And ask what core needs are not being met. And maybe you can find a new route to getting that core need met. Maybe you don't need to look beautiful to feel loved by someone. Maybe you just need to focus on being yourself with the right people. Maybe you need to challenge yourself and try and meet people in settings, environments that feel more right for you to exist in. Maybe you're going to clubs at the moment and meeting people that just don't really want to get to know you. Maybe you should try going to more yoga classes or, going to a running club. Maybe that will attract the kind of people that, want to get to know you on a deeper level. Don't get me wrong, people meet in clubs and have beautiful relationships. I'm just encouraging you to move towards things that resonate with you more, because then people that resonate with you more are more likely to come your way and show you the love and attention that you deserve and make you feel blimmin' valuable. Okay, my beautiful, my last step number 6, this is something that I do all the time. Decide on one thing that you will focus on instead of your looks when that inner critic pops up in your head and says something nasty. Maybe you get this thought, oh, you should really try and find a really good concealer because you need to make your skin clearer. I really want you to challenge that and reframe that and say to yourself, actually, do I need a new concealer? Do I need to have clearer skin? I want you to actually ask yourself, do I want this? Is this something that I want to spend my time and energy and money on? Or is this something I feel like I have to do? And do I really have to do that? No, that's what society has kind of taught me growing up in this world, but actually, no, I don't have to do that. I can put my time into something more satisfying for me, something that's going to really nurture me in the long run and allow me to really build self-esteem in a more kind of concrete way. Maybe you're a really beautiful, kind friend, and that's something that you want to focus on. Maybe when you get a thought about, oh, I need to make sure that I get this or I change this about my body, you can go, hold on a minute. That's not something I'm trying to pour my energy into at the moment. At the moment, I'm trying to focus on being my authentic self with my friends. Sometimes it's just really important to notice when we're getting that thought in our head that is pretty critical and unfair and is probably there because of society, not because it's something you deeply care about. Sometimes it's good to just notice that that is there and reframe things. Okay, I'm getting this thought that's telling me I need to focus on how I look. That's okay, that's there because of reasons beyond me. Right now I want to focus on how I'm proud of myself for being such a great friend. I'm going to tell myself some positive traits that I embody, that I know my friends really appreciate. I'm a thoughtful person. I'm a caring person. I'm a good listener. I can be my authentic self with my friends, and that can inspire them to be their authentic selves with me. Allow yourself to feel worthy beyond your appearance. So, short hair, long hair, no hair, no matter how you look, you deserve to feel valuable. And you deserve to see yourself as this human that has so many different attractive traits. You deserve to really appreciate yourself in all your different lights. You're not just a body and a face. You're a soul. You're somebody who has gone through many things, learnt many things. You're somebody who maybe likes to travel, draw, cook. You're somebody who really cares about their friends. You're somebody who loves nature. Please remind yourself that you are valuable because of so many things beyond your appearance. Okay, my lovely people, thank you so much for listening to me. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please let me know in the comment section. Please be gentle with yourself after watching this video. I know it can be quite a confronting topic, so yeah, just be proud of yourself for sticking at it and spending this time self-reflecting. And I also want to quickly say I have a program designed for women to help women value themselves, value their opinions, focus more on self-validation rather than external validation, male validation. And there's a lot about kind of working through decentering men and focusing more on what you want from your life, getting more in touch with that inner voice. If you want to know more, please just email me. My email's in the description box.